Alright, we got Japanese.
Yep, Japanese war, okay.
Yeah,
So,
this is 1.0 C, so no bloodlines for the Japanese.
in fact, it's not Warlock Kingdom. And blue is the general versus red as Promi. And the general is actually spamming message like Thermopylae did in the previous set, but it's okay. I make it Gaia, so it's
Oh, you
not.
can always just switch the view to Promi
Ah.
if you want to get rid of the chat, I suppose.
So, what do you think about the general's map?
Well, let's see. I'd say it's pretty middle of the road. I got some forest that goes all the way to the edge of the map, so that's good.
Mm-hmm.
The main gold, which is the most important part, is sideways from the TC.
Yeah.
And all of its gold is forward, so that's not great. But let's see, 2 piles. The third pile is way over to the left, so there's at least a place that the general could relocate the gold if needed.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I do expect, depending, the general should place a tower by the gold now if Promi goes for a flush.
That is a pretty important improvement, of course. The placement of the tower is really crucial, and it could have been a different story versus Doomsday with these features, of course. And
And then looking at Promi,
yep,
the Promi's main gold is far away,
in fact,
but it's
yeah.
also a lot away from danger, I suppose.
And for some reason, I got the feeling that the gold selected is more far than the other one. I don't know. Both are far from the TC. But maybe the other one was closer, the one which is in the bottom. That's the feeling I got.
Yeah, the one with 4 piles.
Mm-hmm.
But I would say that the place where Promi put it is probably better.
Yeah.
It's less vulnerable.
Yeah, it looks. Oh, we've got a Drush from Promidi. A Drush, let's see.
Yeah, we had some scout action.
I think that Drush is not the strategy that you want the opponent to do against the general.
I don't think so. The villagers have looms, so they should be able to fight them off.
Well, the reaction of your villagers is fine, I would say. The militia looks to have a weird behavior, but well, it's actually supported by archers. So this is pretty aggressive from Promi. And look at the tower.
Interesting.
It's not a too bad tower, I would say. It's not too bad. Maybe it can protect the wood.
I'm thinking, yeah, but that's not bad. And
yeah.
I know why the general picked it. It will build the tower by wood if it detects that the gold is further away than the town center is. And so it probably said the town center is closer to the enemy than the gold. So it built it by the wood instead.
Let's see.
So it looks like it could be refined a bit further.
Well, Promi didn't find the gold actually. It did find the 2 lumber camps, the TC of course, but not the gold. So it can be a good point for Promi, for the general I mean.
And the general is on the way to Castle Age.
Yep.
It's a little behind on villagers, but...
Well, but it is actually researching castles, so maybe it was 3 villagers less than the opponent at the start of the research.
Yep, and then should be able to catch up with building more TCs.
Yeah, one very important point is the fact that Promi is actually not exploring the general, so he doesn't know that the general did build a stable. And that way Promi doesn't train any spearman, he just keep training archers.
That is big as well. Yeah, looking at Promi's map, it doesn't see any of the stables, as you said. All right, so we should see the knights coming forward pretty soon, and I think they'll be able to hit Promi's forward lumber camp.
Okay. Well, did it find the gold? Let's see. Oh, it didn't find the gold. Okay.
Yeah, it's only found a mill, hasn't even found a lumber camp, so it's probably going to go for the mill there. All right, so it's hitting the soldiers, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
Got some idle time.
Oh, yeah.
There we go, found the lumber camp now. Oh, but... Oh, there we go. I thought they were about to retreat, but looks like they're hitting some of the villagers.
Well, the kill ratio is okay, I would say. For some reason, Promi didn't train any spearman. It could have been a good reaction, but it didn't. It just went for crossbows, and it's training almost nothing, I would say. It looks like Promi is just trying to boom with 3 TCs.
And
Maybe,
we're seeing the knights bugging out.
Maybe Promi wasn't ready for fast castle knights. Okay, one question I've got for you.
Like
Did you test Leif versus The General versus Promi?
yeah, several matches.
Okay.
Yeah, so mostly tested against flesh defense.
Okay. Okay, I won't ask you to spoil, so don't say what you did notice. You could do that after the 3 games, of course.
Yep, no spoilers on what I
Okay.
observed. So we got General on the second TC,
Yeah.
and Promi has 3 right now.
Yeah. So it's
And
2 TC versus 3.
Yep,
And
waiting for the third TC to go down soon.
okay, one monastery. What's the main unit? Okay, eventually we got pikemen for Promi, which is eventually reacting to the enemy's army composition. And we've got how many? 2 barracks. Okay, 2 barracks, 2 archer range, and 1 stable. Or 2 stables. Okay. No upgrade for the pikemen at this point. Okay.
All right, there we go. Third TC going down for the General.
Yep. And already.
Yeah, so far the both players seem to be going for a similar strategy.
Yep, in fact. But a clear advantage at this point for Promi, which does have 20 more villagers than the opponent. That's a lot.
So hopefully the General will be able to put down a castle. There it goes. And so if Promi attacks, it could help.
I think that Promi is just gonna fast Imperial now. Okay, right now it just clicked Imperial Age. That's pretty fast.
Yep, so I think the General, if it's going to catch up, will need to get to Imperial Age pretty soon.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like Promi's trying to build a forward mining camp. Did not succeed at all.
In fact, I noticed that in one game I just watched. So we've got Shenbarding for the General. Same for Promi. So as Japanese, what is gonna be the main unit for Promi? I guess it might be Arbalest.
The General's on the way to Imperial Age.
Mm-hmm. Well,
recovered a bit on the villager counts. That might have been because Promi was advancing to Imperial, I'm not sure. We got a second castle going up from the general. Promi has 2 castles of his own.
yep. Well, Promi used to be a beast in Imperial Age, so it's gonna be really interesting to compare the general with Promi in Imperial.
Looks like the general is going to attack.
Yep. Oh, it does have 4 rams.
Let's see, should be getting Cavalier any second now.
Yeah. Maybe the attack started a bit too early, I would say. Okay, so
Yeah, probably should have started when the Cavalier was finished rather than started.
Yep. It was about timing, I would say.
So we got lots of samurai from Promi.
Yep. I was expecting Arbalest, but Samurai is a great choice. Yeah, it's gonna be pretty hard to recover at this point for the general.
Yep, and the samurai are in the right at the main TC, killing off the villagers. Right now is like triple the civilian population.
Yep. So it's interesting because this version of Promi is really close to the standard AI from the definitive edition.
As you'd expect.
Yep. Okay,
All
good
right,
game.
GG.
GG. And 1-0 for Promi. I think that from what I saw for the general, I already see a great improvement compared to the previous versions. That's the feeling I've got despite this defeat. But anyway, General is actually playing versus the seeded number 2 of the Davis Cup, so of course it is a hard game.
Yep, any time that you're facing off against Promi, you're gonna expect it to be a tough match.
Yep. Hello Milan, nice to see you here. And let's go for the 4v4. So, did you work on the boom for the general?
I did, yes. I actually found a bug in the stone mining which was really slow, so it would take forever to get the TCs up.
Okay.
Yeah, that was one of my main focuses, the one of the tower defense, but also making sure that the town centers got up quick, and that I also noticed that it sometimes got housed, so try to fix that as well.
Okay, that's a good point. Well, I noticed that Thermopylae did boom pretty well in the previous games. It looks like the new AIs tends to be good boomers, but let's see in this 4v4. It's something that we can watch easily in as pocket, I mean.
Yep, pockets are good boomers.
Okay, so let's go. Wow, interesting civilization, I would say. I think that you will like it.
All right, so we got Persians, Franks, Byzantines, and Celts.
Okay, do you like it?
I like Persians and Franks. Those are pretty good with knights.
Yep.
I was hoping to have at least one of Aztecs or Mayans. None of the civs, like Byzantines and Celts, are probably middle of the road. They're perfectly fine. Byzantines have the good skirmishers and pikemen, so that should be good for the general, since it likes to go for them.
Well,
the Celts are probably the weakest choice.
I think that in the other end, Promi does like those civilizations too. I think that
the Persians for the general are a pocket player, so that should be good.
Yeah,
Persians are good at booming up.
In fact, it's important. While the Persian Promi side is gonna be flank. No, it's pocket too. Sorry, I misread.
Lots of players on the map. So let's see. Looking at green. So green has that gold, which is good. So I expect it'll try to build a tower next to the wood.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's got a back forest as well. So green has a pretty good position overall, I'd say. And then looking at teal. Let's see, teal. Where's its main gold? I'm trying to find it.
The main gold? Oh, wow, it's in a bad position. It's.
Yep, we should see a tower by that. And that's what I'm hoping anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, it should, I think, build a tower by that gold. I'm hoping.
Well, the good point for both of them is the Byzantine is flank for Promi as well and for the general. I think that concerning the civilizations, Promi has a small advantage because it does have Frankish and Persian. Both are pockets, which are the Paladin civilizations.
Yep.
And maybe it's a bit sad to see green flank as Frankish. But well, Celt can be a pretty strong civilization as pocket, of course. It depends on the choice of the units in Imperial Age.
Of course, we could see some Celt Paladins. I bet you will. That'll be really funny, but because I still need to work on the civilizations for the general. Right now, the Celts are treated the same as the Franks, for example, besides unique units and unique techs.
Okay. Well, World Raiders are something I just love as Celt.
Yeah, they're a lot of fun, and we should see some of those.
World Raiders plus Siege Rams. It's, in my opinion, pretty strong. Because
Siege Rams with like 405 hit points?
Yeah. Yeah, and it's way faster than Trebuchet, of course, to destroy the buildings.
Alright, so we got the Celts. Purple is doing a man-at-arms rush. Yep. And teal, did teal not build a tower at all? I don't see a tower. And green doesn't have a tower either. I think I might need to look at the tower code for team games. I didn't test it to see if towers are built properly in team games. Just 1v1s. So I suspect that's a bug, unfortunately.
Not sad. Well, we see that Promi sometimes go for pure skirmishers. It's the case with the red player. I remember that in the previous version it would go for skirmishers only when it does have Spanish, but as Byzantine with this new version it can go for pure skirmishers too. And green is delayed. Well, it is in Castle Age, so it's okay, but yellow is already here.
Not great. Yep. the gold miners for green were hit, but green's got a couple knights queued up.
Yeah. It shouldn't garrison at this point.
Yeah, so the red decides to run away. Maybe we'll see them come out.
Red did find the stable, of course. It started to train some spearmen. And we've got 4 knights now for green. It could be a good moment to ungarrison, of course. And Grey is actually having the best, well, the best boom with 56 civilian population.
Yep, and that same player, blue, is attacking red now, it looks like.
Yep. What's the condition to
give green a chance to maybe fend off its attackers.
Yeah. What is the condition to ungarrison?
I think it needs to have more than 4 military, unfortunately.
Okay, a 5th one could help. So
it compares the military population to the number of enemy units in the town.
Okay.
And so I can't remember the exact formula at this point.
I think that it should check the kind of unit. If you're attacked by 10 skirmishers, of course you can ungarrison.
Yeah. It does differentiate between feudal age and castle age enemies, at least. Alright, so we got more knights being created. I think we'll see them ungarrisoned now. There we go. But teal's not finding any rest. And blue's attack didn't seem to... They might have hit a couple of villagers, I'm not sure exactly. Alright, and yellow has the camels.
Yeah, camels, so precious.
This is 1.0 C, so they'll die to the TC, but those red rams will not. Yeah, so if that tower code had worked, we might have seen a better defense. But the Promi's pockets were also a lot faster than General's were.
Okay, so Charlemagne is the first resigning.
And green's down as well. So we'll see how much of a defense blue and gray can put off, but 2 against 4 is hard.
Yeah, of course. So we've got some wood raiders, of course, for a gray player.
And let's see how well blue can fend off red and yellow.
Yeah, that's gonna be pretty hard.
Wood raiders aren't elite yet. They're now just getting their first armor. Alright, and gray is attacking.
Okay, let's go.
Same situation as last time. Cavaliers on the way, might be premature. But I'd say it's attacking a pretty good target. That TC was pretty vulnerable. Meanwhile, Blue's castle is being able to scare away Yellow's soldiers.
Well, I like the way villagers are garrison and garrison.
Yep.
Well, what surprised me in that game is the fact that Promi tends to be more aggressive than the previous versions as flank. It was pretty aggressive both sides.
I think that's something that happened with the DE AI as well. I think people talked about it being passive, and so Promi made it more aggressive. That's what I remember.
Yes, this is right.
I don't know how much of the Promi we're watching right now is the same as the DE version.
Well, what Promiscutive wanted to do is a version of Promi which is the same, well, a unique version of Promi, which is the standard AI for DE and the Promi we know for AOC and Warrior Kingdom, from what I understood.
Yep, so I think we're seeing the point when each of the pockets are being overrun now.
Well, I didn't check how many stable does the general build in the early Castle Age. Is this 2 or 1?
Ask that again.
How many stables does the general build in as pockets in early Castle Age?
It does 2 stables.
Okay.
I'm not actually sure if 1 or 2 stables is better.
Well,
2
everything.
stables is obviously more aggressive.
Well, all depends on the priority you give to your AI. If you want it to be pretty aggressive, of course 2 stables work, but maybe you need to delay the extra TCs, because it's almost impossible to build, well, to train villagers in 3 TCs while spamming knights. So it depends on the strategy you want.
Yep, some things to look into, play around with. It's a good game again, Promi.
Yeah, good game. Okay, no more storm outside, so now I feel more confident for the rest of the streaming. Let me update the score. 2-0 for Promi, and we've got the last one, the 2v2. So I think that at this point you can tell what happened in your test between General and Promi.
Yeah, I can do that, since we can tell it that we can probably guess the result of the 2v2, but it should be a good match here.
Yeah.
I'm kind of looking forward to seeing if we see S6 or Mayans with the General, because in my test, those are clearly the best civs. But the test that I did was that Promi was winning probably like pretty much all the matches, and this is the old version, of course.
Mm-hmm.
There was one match where the playing as Aztecs, the General did win a 1v1, so that was a fun moment.
Okay. Okay. Well, Amelon, Yggdrasil does focus on Crush in 1v1 and 2v2, and on Sling on 3v3 and 4v4. So nothing changed
If
from
that makes
the
sense.
from the Davis Cup 4.
Gotcha. Yeah, we'll see what happens with the tower defense.
Yep. Okay, so here we go. 2v2, General versus Promi. And I agree with you, Promi. From what I remember from the previous Davis Cup 4, Doomsday managed to win one game versus Promi. I don't remember which one it was, maybe the 1v1, I'm not sure. But well, I would bet a 2-1 for Promi against Doomsday. But anyway, if it can be a 2-1, at least it can be a 1-2. Everything is always possible. Promi stays better, of course, than Doomsday. But
Alright, so the match here we got Japanese, Chinese.
Yeah, Japanese
all
again.
agencies. Yep, Chinese I prefer more than Japanese at this point.
Yep.
So blue has the gold in the back and plenty of space behind. And green is lucky as well. So maybe we'll see what happens. But without the towers, which they might work in the 2v2, we'll see. But if towers aren't built, then we might not see such a great defense. Meanwhile, yellow, it's about the same as blue, I'd say, in setup. And then red, I don't like as much. Red to almost to the edge of the map.
Mm-hmm. Okay, the start as Chinese can sometimes be difficult. It looks like General did manage to make it a success as Chinese. Well, at this point, Yellow does have the worst map.
The forest is really far away. There's really only one that's close enough to really go for. And even that one's kind of far away.
Yeah, and the gold and the wood are almost at the same position. So if General attacks one spot, the second one is gonna be attacked at the same time. So it's definitely a bad map. And look at the second lumber camp, man. Everything is at the same position.
Yeah.
So let's see if General can take an advantage on this. As Japanese versus Chinese.
So let's see what Promi is doing. We have no drush this time. Looks like red's gonna go for archers or skirmishers.
Yeah.
Looks like a mix of both.
In
And
fact,
then yellow is probably doing the same. I only see we got second archer range going up right now. So red is a bit ahead of yellow, and red is actually on the way to green right now. But chasing the green scout, that should give it some time. And green does have the tower, and it went to the wood, which is what you'd expect. So that's all good. And blue has the tower as well. So I'm glad to see that the tower code worked properly.
Oh, let's see what's going to be the reaction of yellows versus the tower. It's not retreating, but it's losing its units under the tower. Okay, in fact, this tower is actually doing a good job.
The green, I wish that green had built a tower by the other lumber camp. where red is attacking right now. So that's not so good. I'm not really sure why green picked that tower. It's supposed to build it by the lumber camp that's closest to red, but
Well,
maybe I'll have to look
maybe
into that and figure out why.
maybe it was focusing yellow when it built the tower. It could be
Okay,
a reason.
maybe. Actually, thinking through now, okay, green has knights coming out and should be killing off those archers pretty quickly.
Yeah.
And blue on garrison the knights as well.
Okay, that's good.
So blue wasn't damaged too much, I think. Some idle villagers. I think I think it goes for, instead of the actual placement of the enemy, it goes for the predicted position of the flank.
Mm-hmm.
And so it probably predicted that red is going to be closer to the center of the map. And so then the left lumber camp was closer to that predicted position. So that's something that I could fix.
So
use the real position of the enemy when the enemy is found. Let's see, blue's attacking here and
yep.
did find that unlucky spot for yellow.
In fact, yep. What I told is actually happening. Look at this. Oh,
Yep, and then,
look at this
hitting
egg.
all the farmers by the mill.
Green is focusing yellow. So in fact, the story about the tower was caused by the fact that the target is actually yellow, not red.
Okay.
I think that green didn't find red. Well, it did, so it might consider that red is the target. I don't know what's happening with General.
Thinking through, I think it might have been looking for a TC, and so since it found the yellow TC, it considered that the enemy. I'm not sure. I'd have to look at the code again to make sure. Because green only found like a mining camp and an outpost. But yellow's at 35 villagers right now.
Yep, and for some reason, Promi keep having the top score.
Now we can see I predict that both of the AIs are just going to boom to Imperial Age. We'll see what happens. So red is ahead on the boom at this point.
Yep.
Blue's on 3 TCs. I think green is hopefully on 3 Ts.
Yeah.
Yep, green has 3 as well.
And blue is almost having the same civilian population. It does have 3 TCs too. Fortunately for yellow, it does have 1 castle now, and the precious, what's the name? Chukonu, yeah, Chukonu. So let's say that yellow at this point
yellow's
is
got
safe.
an exposed TC. Yeah, yellow might not be a quick, easy target at this point.
It's interesting to see that, look at this, the military population is camping next to the most exposed TC. I don't know if it's randomly or something planned by...
Found a vulnerable yellow mining camp.
Yeah.
Also found the Chukanu.
And look at
like
this.
Blue's attacking.
Blue does have a better boom than red. Well, almost the same boom than red. That's a very good symptom, I would say, because Promi is considered as the best or the second best boomer of the world AIs, just after Barbarian.
Alright, Blue's building a castle near that TC if Blue can defend the area.
Nice to see Samurais from the General.
Yep.
It learned from the previous games, look like.
Yeah. Oh, there's like one strategic number that's like save player information or like learn from previous games or something like that never actually works. Maybe it got turned on somehow. Okay, so the blue got the good castle up.
Well, this castle is in a great position, I would say.
Yeah, so green's an Imperial. And blue is not an Imperial. It needs to get some resources first.
Well, at this point I would say that it's gonna be all about the unit's choice. Once again we see Samurai for red, Chukunu for yellow.
Samurai will be decent against Chukunu.
Yeah, of course, with a bonus.
Red as long as the Chukunu don't get masked up. Alright, and red is defending the ally here.
Yeah, it's doing pretty well.
It's a smart choice there. Except green is attacking now, it looks like.
Yeah, it's crucial. Oh, just when red just finished one castle. It's a shame, but General does have trebuchets plus rams.
Meanwhile, blue's army in the area is cleaned up a bit. Castle is doing work though. Meanwhile, the castle that red just built is about to go down, I think. Maybe not. Okay, there we go.
Well, that's an impressive army for red. Well, that's a big pressure for red against green. So it's gonna be pretty hard to stop.
Yep, red is targeting the green castle now.
Yeah, I saw that Elite Chukni was researched by green. It's a shame to lose the second castle at this point.
Yeah, it looks like the tide is going toward Promi at this point. Red easily has the best military.
Yeah, definitely. While it was close between blue and green and yellow. But red is unbalancing the battle, I would say.
Yep, or balancing it in its favor. Yeah, so that blue castle is going down. The other one's about to go down in a second.
Well, it looks like Japanese is a pretty strong civilization for Promi regarding the 1v1 and the 2v2 right now.
Yep, I agree. One of General's downfalls is it's not very good at getting upgrades.
Yeah, in fact, I saw that it tends to be a bit slow to get the whole upgrades of its army.
Yeah, so that could have been a difference here. I think also the economy management, General might get a lot of villagers, but I bet Promi actually manages its villagers better. Something that I want to look at for the future.
Well, maybe you noticed that previously I hosted a tournament on Mishi, and Promi was just impressive in Imperial Age. No.
I think that's when Promi hits its stride, Imperial Age.
Okay, so this is a 3-0 for Promi, but those games were pretty interesting. Each one was great to watch.
Yep, I'm
And
happy to see General kind of gave it its all in this match. But Promi is just really strong.
yep. And yeah, it was decided in the early Imperial Age, as we said, before. Okay, and before the Imperial Age, I would say that
And
General
GG.
managed to play pretty well. GG. At this point, I think that Promiscutive can go sleep and have a very, very good sleep. Yeah, it was close. It was really interesting to watch. And General tends to be really promising for the future.